Hi everyone, nubkeks here and welcome back to Nub Raids. In today's video, we're going to see if counterattack can be a viable strategy for Hydra Rotation 3. This is the first rotation where this jerk over here, the head of Mischief, who steals your buffs and puts them on his team, he is not in the starting lineup of heads. So yeah, it gives us a ton of freedom to bring in these really powerful buffs without having to worry about them being stolen. For our first champion then on today's team, I'm bringing in Skull Crusher. He is an epic champion and he has the Stonewall move, 3 turn cooldown, gives ally protection to all allies and counterattack buff to all allies for 2 turns. Unfortunately, I don't have the other 2 counterattack champions that are currently in the game. That is, group counterattack, so Valkyrie and Martyr. I actually think both of them are significantly better for this Hydra than Skull Crusher, although the ally protection is quite a nice buff to try to keep our team alive. It reduces a lot of damage by redirecting it to him, although we're going to have to make sure that he doesn't die, which could be a challenge. We shall have to see. In spot number 2 then, I'm going to be putting in Drexthar, okay? This is going to be a pretty budget composition, right? Going to be pretty budget. We're putting in Drexthar, and my Drexthar is not actually booked. He has no books. He is, of course, level 60, and he does have his stats built up. But the reason we're bringing him in is for this passive. Whenever he is attacked, he has a 55% chance to put HP burn on his attacker. So we're going to use this to get around the poison cloud, right? We're going to let these heads hit us. Hopefully he'll put a burn onto them, and then we can start landing counterattacks. Yeah, that's sort of the theory there. His A1 can also place burns, so that should help us again. Hopefully very consistently get out a lot of HP burns through them smacking us. There's a lot of Blight and Wrath, both are AoE hitters. Them hitting us, and then the counterattacks as well. Next up, this is a fun one. We're going to be putting in Sigmund the High Shield. Okay, so a fusion champion. He does have his masteries. He is level 60. But once again, unbooked. We have an unbooked fusion champion. He's coming in because he is an awesome A1 here, actually. Going with that counterattack theme, attacks one enemy, removes any shield buffs, has a 75% chance to remove a random buff when attacking bosses. So this is really going to help us out, because we're not going to be able to consistently control buffs going onto these Hydra heads. This gives us a way to do it. So they smack us, we counterattack and remove one of their buffs. His passive as well also has a 40% chance to decrease the duration of all buffs on the attacker by a turn when he's attacked by a boss. So that's going to work well. His other moves are very good too. Shield of the Realm, unfortunately much better when it's booked up, but a shield equal to 30% of his max HP on all allies, and he's very high base max HP, and strengthen buff on all allies for 2 turns as well. This move is just amazing, really good. And then he has an AoE attack, 4 turn cooldown unbooked here. Each hit has a 75% chance of putting decrease attack. So he's going to help us get some decrease attacks out to again mitigate some of that damage coming in. I actually think Sigmund is really underrated, and we'll see how he performs unbooked in today's composition. Excuse me. Next up, I am going to be putting in Lydia. Now, unfortunately, as you can see from my locked champions, I actually I was testing a run on Brutal and with all epics, and they died. Head of Wrath one-shot them all. I wasn't expecting it, and I didn't cancel out, so a bunch of epics are locked out. And then you can actually check out my 1-key team for hard, and probably would work as well, decently well on Brutal. Don't know if it's quite a 1-key. I'll be testing that out next week. But Ugo would be way better than Lydia here. I would really want to bring in Ugo, but she's already fought Hydra. Ugo brings us AoE decreased defense. She brings block buffs, and block buffs would be so good to bring for this composition. And she also places Leech on her A1, and Leech on her A1 with counterattack is actually incredibly good. That's so good. Getting Leech out on all these different bosses gives you so much more healing. So I think Ugo would actually be better than Lydia for this composition. The Strengthen is already brought by Sigmund, but that's okay. We're going to bring her in. Then next up we have one of my favorite champions who again really thrives this rotation without Head of Mischief being in there. Demitha, amazing. She's going to come in, block damage for all allies, continuous heal for all allies. Her A2 is going to reduce our debuffs and also do huge heals. And she's in here for one reason alone, which is to keep us alive, because we are not going to have a reviver in today's team comp. We're not going to have one. Not going to be in there. She is going to be basically trying to keep us alive. And see, This is the problem. With all these counterattacks, the Head of Wrath is going to be going crazy. We're going to be proccing him like mad. Can we live through it is the big question. And then the secret weapon of today's composition, counterattack goddess. It's Mother Cybele. Mother Cybele is coming in. What is she doing? Her A1. Unfortunately, she is, by the way, also unbooked, guys. No books on her, yeah? But she has an AoE A1, which can place decreased speed and fills her turn meter. I'd love to have this booked. It would be up to a 50% chance of decreased speed. So yeah, she should just be popping off all of these hits. AoE hits constantly, proccing War Master. She's a secret weapon. You'll see how she goes. I have my team set up in here, ready to go. Here they are. And this is the setups that I have for them. I turned off her Uncanny Transfer. Sigmund is doing this. Drexstar is whatever. None of them are really have too much setup. They're mostly just working by defaults. But you can probably glimpse their stats there if you want. But let's dive in and let's see how it goes. And I will see you on the other side. Okay, so I think I might leave this run in the video because that was hilarious. Wow, Head of Mischief was up for ages and just spreading buffs like crazy. I actually thought that was going to end way sooner. I think it's going to fall apart right now. We've got True Fears, which we've no way to deal with at this team, and this guy's stealing all of our buffs. But man, the Head of Wrath, he was just counterattacking like a madman, and we survived through it. It just sort of shows you how overtuned and completely ridiculous the Head of Decay is, right? that when we have all of these crazy buffs and we just take out the Head of Decay, put in Head of Mischief, you would think that you'd be completely screwed instantly. But actually, I would say on the whole, it was easier with Head of Mischief stealing and spreading all these buffs than it was with Head of Decay, which makes no sense, but it's true. Anyway, let's regroup this one. Let's go again. So we did 12 million that time. Let's see if we can do better. Maybe get a bit luckier and head respawns. This is why I think this team is going to be good for normal, by the way. Excuse me. I think this team should be, in theory, good for normal, which is that there's just not that many... the chances of different heads coming in is pretty low. So hopefully we should get away with the same heads respawning a few times. But yeah, we'll see if we can get a better run. And I'll let you know if we do. All right, and there we go, everyone. That's the run. I'm actually shocked that Sigmund did this much damage. Dude, how did Sigmund do this much damage? That is crazy. Yeah, I think that run is, obviously it went a bit unlucky with the Mischief showing up at the end, but we got one full reset of all of the same heads respawning, so I feel like that's pretty standard, to be honest. I think that's pretty average. But yeah, we look at the team and how the team is doing. Obviously, Drexthar with those burns, pretty consistent amount of burns. Demitha, look, 0 healing, 0, 170, 56,000, 4,000, 5.8 million. Demitha, basically the only one actually topping us up from the damage we're taking. I feel like this comp really shows her at her best, because you do have so much damage coming in at you. Counterattack actually doesn't help you heal. It's funny, in Demon Lord, in the original clan boss, counterattack would help you stay alive because it was extra hits at no cost that would heal you, especially if you had Leech or Lifesteal gear. It would give you a whole ton of healing from your War Master procs and all of that. Unfortunately, against this Hydra, specifically the Head of Wrath, because he gets a whole bunch of stats, counterattack just basically leads to him absolutely smacking the crap out of you. He's just constantly proccing Vengeance over and over and over. I'd be very interested to try this comp next week with Ugo instead of Lydia. I actually think that's a huge upgrade. Yes, you lose out on the increased speed, but you get that AoE block buffs and you get those leeches as well. I think that would be extremely powerful. I think it'd be much, much better. And then obviously if we booked up these champions, it'd be pretty good. But yeah, I don't know, what do you guys think of Sigmund? I thought he's pretty awesome. Obviously there's some randomness with his passive, but imagine this guy was booked out and he's removing all those buffs with his A1. He's putting shields on your team every 3 turns, big shields every 3 turns with strengthen. It's really good. He's actually performed very well unbooked. Mother Cybele as well, as you can see, absolutely doing tons of damage, right? Mother Cybele pumping out the damage right there with all of those AoE A1s. She's also giving us increased defense. Again, if she was booked up, she'd be putting decreased speed so much more. That would be amazing. Keeping increased defense on us permanently to keep us safer. And again, that increased defense upping the damage of Sigmund, Drexthar, Skullcrusher. All 3 of these are defense-based damage dealers. Yeah, I don't know. I think it's pretty cool. It's pretty cool. Would it work on higher difficulties? I don't think so. Not with these champions. I thought this works fine on normal, but on higher difficulties, it's not going to happen. It's not going to happen. You saw there were several times there where we almost keeled over dead. This team is just doesn't have that survivability. I mean, maybe Ugo would help. I think certainly if Mother Sybil and Sigmund were booked, that would help a lot as well. But I think on the higher, even hard, I think this would just get overrun. I do think if you were able to get Martyr or Valkyrie in, that would make a huge difference. So Valkyrie provides massive shields for your team, which really would help you stay alive. So that would be extremely, extremely valuable. Martyr brings decreased defense on her counterattacks for A1, and she also has an AoE decreased attack. So either one of those would open up a lot more options. She also brings, increased defense as well. Both of those would open up more options in terms of how you're designing these teams. That could switch it around. That could switch it up. I think Skullcrusher, he's pretty awesome, as you can see. It's pretty straightforward. But 3 unbooked legendaries that were fusions and a bizarre legendary. Yeah, it works well. Let me show you the champions. Let me show you this. And if you guys have run a counterattack, especially anyone who has run counterattack in hard, brutal, or nightmare, let me know how it went. I do think that you really, really need block buffs there, because obviously on the higher difficulties, there's much higher chance of other heads coming in, so you would have to face up to Mischief. But seeing as it's such a good rotation for Ugo, you could even bring in Umbral Enchantress, or if you've got like the legendaries that can block buffs, you might be able to get around it anyway. But yeah, let me know. For the champions that we had in today then, we have Lydia. She is built like this. I'm not going to go into it in too much detail, and she has her masteries. Then we have our fusion legendaries. Where are they? So we've got Sigmund, who's in fairly random gear. Oh shit, he's got level 1 banner, my dudes. I actually really like these counterattack accessories on Sigmund. I think it's fantastic. 5% chance to counterattack when hit. And that can stack with your normal counterattacks. So he can come in and he can potentially, especially when he's booked up, he would be removing you know, a buff on his normal counterattack, and then any counterattacks proc from this would be removing buffs as well. I wonder if I can get him a counterattack necklace as well and just complete the package and just have him counterattacking and removing buffs like a monster. I think that could be really good. And yeah, if he was booked up, I really do want to book him. I think he's going to be fantastic when he's booked. These are his masteries. I'm not sure if Sniper, works. Wait, where's Sniper? Here, chance of placing debuffs. I don't know if that works with his removing buffs. I'm guessing maybe not, but maybe it does. I don't know. Certainly it increases his chance to place decreased attack because he's not booked. So I think that's okay. But if Sniper affected these, would be good. I'm actually laughing. He actually has he's a crit damage. He still has crit damage set. Amazing. Okay. Next up then, who else do we have in here? Oh, Mother Cybele. Oh yeah, she's not even 60 yet. That's right. So where is she? Wait, who's the other legendary? We had Lydia. We had him. We had... My mind is just... It's just gone. It's just literally not working. I don't know why. If you have any suggestions for other legendaries to bring in as well, I've literally looked through them, I can't see. But if you have suggestions for other legendaries to bring in, let me know as well. I've completely blanked on this. Did I not have another legendary? Am I stupid? Is he in the vault, maybe? No. I don't know. I guess I'm just dumb. That's most likely. That is the thing that makes sense. Yeah. Okay. Okay, cool. Never mind. For the epics, let's go look at Skull Crusher. Here he is. Skull Crusher. He's the man, the myth, the legend. I guess I didn't have other legendaries. I'm being dumb. So he is built up. He's pretty slow. And that's kind of it, right? He's just in fairly average stuff. He does have Stalwart. I think Stalwart's really good for him. 30% less damage from enemy AoE attacks. I might actually... You could potentially take off this crit damage necklace. Apparently crit damage increases the damage you take through ally protection, which is something new that I learned. So I might switch it up. He has an unrolled chest plate. Okay, well, I need to improve that. And his masteries, he does have deterrence. He's got fairly standard clan boss masteries right there. We had as well... I really wish we could bring Ugo in this comp. That would have been so good. Would have been so good. We had... here they are. They're at the bottom. They're not fully leveled. Demitha, she's coming in with Bulwark. She has extended buffs. That's very important. And yeah, she's obviously booked up, and that's what makes her so strong. And then she has stats like this. So she's fast, lots of resistance, which is good, lots of health, and she's a beast. She is so good. Resilience and immortal. And then the final piece of the puzzle, we have Mother Cybele. Mother Cybele doing really nice damage with her A1. Again, she is not booked. It would be so good if she was. Oh, it's Drexthar was the final one. We need to look at Drexthar. And she's in Frenzy set, which I'm testing for PvP right now, and it's working pretty well. I think she'd be better in a Guardian set. If you could put her in a Guardian set, I think that's stronger. I have her in Frenzy, though, at the moment, which gives her a turn meter whenever she loses HP, which is pretty cool. And yeah, she obviously her gear's not fully rolled up, but she has solid stats. And for her masteries, we have her with counterattacky stuff and War Master, just so she gets as many counterattacks out as possible. And then the final one, I must have scrolled past him like 10 billion times. He's just been in my account forever. He's one of the earliest legendaries I ever got, and I've never really used him that much. I had different, like I kind of used Yoshi more than Drexthar for Doom Tower, you know? So yeah, but he's over here. He's got Giant Slayer, and then he has extended burns, better chance to place the burns. That obviously does work. And yeah, I don't know. I haven't really used him that much. He's got level 10 weapon. He doesn't need attack. Oh, level 8 banner. Okay, he does need that. Whoops. But yeah, he's got reasonable stats. And there you go. That is the counterattack team. Let me know what you think. I thought it was it's pretty interesting, you know? That's not too bad. If we look at the clan and how they're... Let me show you this as well. You're gonna... This hurt. Oh my god, upgrade. Oh, go away, game. What are you doing? Look at this shambles. Oh, bring back the thing saying to upgrade it. This is more embarrassing. I was testing out this all epic team, and they just got a one shot. They literally got one shot from full health. Because I think they lost some of their buffs, and yeah, I wasn't paying attention. Yo, not too bad. I see this guy actually ran a team. They did a bit better with Valkyrie. And they have the Royal Guard in there as well. So another sort of counterattack team coming in. But I mean, hey, not too bad, you know? Like we're beating the Double Trunda team. we're beating a team in here with Duchess. That always feels good. Obviously, most people are at the moment this week for our plan are putting their keys into hard, of course. So yeah, there you go. I didn't even make a dent. It's still 100% health. Isn't that embarrassing? Yeah, that was the team on normal. Counterattack. Hope you enjoyed. I'll see you next time. Bye-bye.